We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide the basis for opinion. The key audit matter is valuation of biological assets, and here you see the matters that were addressed. I move to page 32. Page 32, which is the last section, report on other legal and regulatory requirements. In accordance with the requirements of the fiction of the Companies Allied Matters Act 2020, we confirm that we have obtained all information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audit. In our opinion, proper proof of accounts have been kept by the company insofar as appears from our examination of those books. The company's statement of financial position and statement of profits or loss and other comprehensive income and agreement with the books of accounts. Signed, William Sherman FCA, 29th March 2024. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Erimona. In accordance with the provisions of Section 404, subsection 7 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, the Audit Committee duly carried out their duties as required. Ended 31st December 2023. I now ask the Chairman of the Audit Committee, Reverend Andrew Imadu, to read the Audit Committee report, which is on page 26 of the annual report. Thank you, Reverend Imadu. I now lay the financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2023 before you. Some of you may have comments and questions on the annual report and accounts. If so, please use the roving microphone provided. Please speak clearly, but comments by indicating your name. And we will have the... One One second. Let me just get attention of the woman that has the microphone. She's looking away from. We'll start from the front.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, fellow board members, regulatory authorities, my fellow distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Barrister Aditi. I'm the president of Highly Tailored Shareholder Association. Mr. Chairman, I have some observations, comments, questions, and suggestions for question to another report. With your kind permission, I will quickly run through them. From page 4 to 7, the beautiful faces and the profile of our board of directors. Observe that we have only 2 leaders in the board of 11 directors, which amounts to 18%. This is unacceptable on gender balance. On page 9, result at a glance. Revenue grew by 27% from 59.3 billion to 75.1 billion. Profit before taxation grew by 44% from 23.5 billion to 23.3 billion. Profit for the year grew by 27% from 16.2 billion to 20.6 billion. Basic earnings per share grew by 27% from 17 naira 02 kobo to 21 naira 64 kobo in the. Going through all these indices, observed an impressive performance in the other. I want to see this opportunity to give kudos to the board and management for a job well done. Because of the good one. On page 13, directors. Observe that Chief David Ededuri, one of our non-executive directors, passed away on the 21st of July, 2023. I pray to God to grant his soul eternal rest and grant us the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss in Jesus' name. I also observe that 2 of our non-executive directors, Mr. Swen Clay and Mr. Aswe Godalo, resigned from our board on the 17th of March 2023 and 31st of December 2023. I want to seize this opportunity to thank them both for their meritorious service to our company and wish them the very best in the present and future endeavors. To fill the vacuum created by their above as the board appointed Mr. Saro as non-executive director on the 15th of March 2024. I want to seize this opportunity to welcome our board and wish him a good weekend. On page 14 and 15, history of share capital. I observed that the last time we received bonus was 2016, which is 11 years ago. I want to seize this opportunity to appeal to the board and management to consider the issuance of bonus when deliberating on 2024 bonus. Substantial interest in share. Observe that we have a major shareholder in the company, the minority shareholders. I would like to know who is representing the minority shareholders.
Chairman, good morning, other directors and officials. Mr. Chairman, today, as every contract shareholder, the name is increase on rubber turnover for the year, which amounted to 7.9 billion. This is another achievement. Please give them a round of applause for this. Gross earning rose to 75.1 billion. Mr. Chairman, today, if one consider the administrative expenses on page 65, it is pertinent to know that the foreign exchange loss is not the fault of this board. But interestingly, the layman on the street would like to have some explanation on external charges, which rose greatly. Mr. Chairman, as concerned shareholders also, it is also pertinent to know that 39 of our staffs went on retirement, and it is our belief that this honorable board will replace them with people, our young men from the host communities. Mr. Chairman, also, if you look at it, you'll see that whichever way we look at this company today, you have performed exceedingly well. On that page 9 also, if we consider the amount we have paid on taxation, in fact, all of us must give this board a great a round of applause. Mr. Chairman, today also, I want to wish this board fruitful years and our shareholders too more life to gain the fruit of our investment. Thank you for the opportunity given.
All protocol duly observed. I want us to go to page 21. My name is a shareholder of Okomu PLC. On page 21, board meetings. Out of 13 directors, 5 directors did not fully attend the board meeting for various reasons. Various reasons due to various excuses. And I want us to check this because it may amount to executive lawlessness. As the directors, except the directors that really passed away, which we have really stood up for the minute silence on him. I'm talking of Chief David Edebiri. On page 33, I want us to also to note that on note 14, that all the expenses that you classify as other expenses, they are the expenses of the company. They are the major expenses of the company. They are not supposed to be classified under other expenses. They are supposed to be the major expenses of the company, which is about 15.6 billion. I want us to correct it. It can be misleading. Then on the third thing I want to say, increase in financial cost is an exception from 1.07 billion to 3.6 billion from this 2022 to 2023. Then on the fourth note, on page 64, we notice a sharp decrease in staff strength due to retirement, as one of us has said. But I want us to improve on it by encouraging more employment in the country. Corporate social responsibility of the management of the company is a good step in the right direction. Statute barred of 13.5 million of dividend unclaimed, not profitable to investor. Director profiles and their faces as well as audit committee member report agreed with the law of karma. I'm addressing Okomu. Okomu PLC that is a responsible tropical agriculture. What other farming do you engage in to bring down food hardship in the nation? And finally, on page 1, company profile clearly stated in the financial statement is an unusual disclosure on annual report. It gives hope to investors. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
My respected chairman of Okomu Oil PSC, GA Oyebode, distinguished board members, and my most distinguished and respected shareholders, good morning. My name is Sir Olatunde Okelana, the Balogun Olugban of Orile in Oyo State, Justice of Peace of Oyo State, a PhD in field in criminology and security studies. I'm a security consultant after serving the military for 35 years, of which I retired 5 years ago meritoriously without blemish. Hey, my dear chairman, I want to congratulate you this morning because our hope is not lost in Okomu. In terms of two reasons. Number one, capital appreciation and the share price. I want you to give the round of applause for the staff and management of this company. And another beautiful set of round of applause for the board and management for their focus. Another round of applause for them, please. Why I'm doing this, my chairman, is because of your leadership. You are very well experienced in the capital market, and we know you too well. Yes, so they know where to utilize you. And this Dr. Efa is crafty. He is crafty in the sense that he knows whom to use as the chairman. This I say congratulations. And like I said before, like in the memory of our father, my own father of the Benin Kingdom, Edibiri, like we said earlier, his soul continue to rest in peace. And may God bring peace to Okomu. I was very, very not too comfortable May 12 when I read that Okomu want to shut down. You know one thing about Dr. Hefa, is very accessible when you have something serious to discuss with him. He will respond to you. I quickly chat him up that, are you really shutting down in Okomu? He just grew. But thank God today, as at this morning, when I'm smiling, because he's a very serious person. But and when I saw him smiling this morning, I know things are looking up. I want to believe that the government of this country should take a second look on our security. As a security expert, I don't expect any country to economize on security. That's number one. I specialize in crime prevention. You have to prevent crime. How do you prevent crime? Sociological aspect of crime. And what is crime? Something done to the society. A crime is what happened in a society where the social and government has already weaponized poverty. May God assist this country. It's only when the economy is good that our security will improve. I want to call the federal government of this country. Apart from God, protection also comes from men. How do you protect men? Technologically. We should not rely on human effort to protect our citizens, to protect our property. Technology is the in thing in this country. And I want to commend the federal government by coming to the head of Okomu, and I believe they will do more for them because the work they are doing is from Dr. Eva and his management team. If the workability, and there's no peace, there's no tranquility, there's no way we can have it. I pray God Almighty to protect all of us in this country so that the country will not be run. And I want to pray another one to our politicians to see how they can improve our economy. If the economy is improved, crime will reduce. And I want you people to know that I don't have any problem with any political party. I am very blunt about that. What I want is leadership. We need a good leadership, just like we have in Okomu, our security. Security is security, and security will always remain security. I want to commend the company secretariat for always being accessible when you need them. Chairman, We deserve an investment because of the challenges at Okomu Palm, which you've already discussed. No facility at all, but let there be investors forum occasionally. I said earlier that your beautiful Banga oil is not readily available in my community. Let's see what we can do so that this Banga oil, all of us that have put money in this company, let us enjoy that oil. It's our money we are using, we will use to buy it. We can't just put our money in Okomu without getting the product. We need that product. Another thing I want to advise, sir, the CSR, your CSR is okay, but don't always, in quotes, think of host community alone. Sometimes the neighboring states, not just Edo. I know you are doing much here in Edo, but try and see what you can do in other neighboring states as far as CSR is concerned. And when you are talking of employment, people that are employed any other state, give them opportunity. So that somebody was saying that you should continue employing the host community alone. Are they the only shareholder we have in Nigeria? No. Our children also need to work. And because of that, it's only when they work, we have enough money. You can only buy shares from your savings. So we only buy shares when we have enough money. And I pray that Okomu Hall will continue to grow from strength to strength. My dear chairman, my wonderful chairman, I want to thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak today. I pray by the grace of God, our this year result will be better than what we are celebrating today. Thank you and God bless you.
The chairman of Okomu Oil PLC, the directors here present, my fellow shareholders, regulators, I say good morning to all. My name is Patrick Ajudwa. Chairman, I want to find out from you why Mrs. Isabella is not present. And no apology. Traore, I think you need to have given us apology for whether he has authority or not. Also, I will gladly, and most shareholders will gladly miss our able and dependable ally, Chief Edebiri. He's a very good man. He's a very nice man that we have known for so many years. Yes. May his soul continue to rest in peace. One of my colleagues said something that took me aback, but I really want to apologize for that statement. And when you talk about directors maybe not coming to the board meeting and so on like that, and the use of the word executive recklessness, I think we apologize for that, and we ask you to delete that. Lawlessness, and we ask you to delete that, please. There may be reasons why the directors are not present, and we need to give them the opportunity to do that. So we can't just come to judgment immediately like that. Mr. Chairman, on the financial reports, I want to commend our strong financial performance, which saw the gross earnings grew by 24% to 75 billion, driven by increase in core products line by 22% and a 128% rise in rubber price. Despite challenging microeconomic environment, the profit after tax also closes at a high level of about 20.7%, an increase of 27%. On page 12, Mr. Chairman, which is exactly the reason why we are here, Okomu Oil has been a company under your leadership that have been consistent in dividend payments. So we are not surprised when you came up to pay us 18 naira 50 kobo, comprising of a final dividend of 14 naira today and an interim of 4 naira 50 kobo. Please, let's give them a round of applause. My fellow shareholder, that round of applause is too small. Let's give them more round of applause. It's a same page 12, Mr. Chairman, I'll be asking you and Dr. Efas, what is your 2024 outlook in terms of our commitment to strategic expansion and sustainable development? We need to utilize our financial flexibility to fund the completion and the commissioning of the second oil well at the extension, and also coupled with the plan for development of the underdeveloped land in extension 1 and the scheduled replant of palm and rubber oil, which no doubt will enhance our profitability. Mr. Chairman, it is very unfortunate that we are in a country whereby government have not been assisting us, but only taking much from us. But when it comes to oil palm, from available record, there has been substantial increase in demand for oil palm in Nigeria, and most of them being imported from Malaysia as a result of our inability to fill in the gap of the local demands. So my question to you, Mr. Chairman, this morning is, what are we doing in this regard to bridge the local demand and, of course, reduce the level of importation of the palm oil? I want to commend the fact that our company exhibits consistent earning growth, and for the past 5 years, they closed the 2023 with a strong balance sheet and with a remarkable financial performance and an uninterrupted dividend distribution payout. Hence, Okomu Oil is a company for investors seeking an income-oriented stock. On page 60 to 61, there we talk about the segment reporting. I want to commend our improved segment revenue, but we want to ask on that page, Dr. Effa, how we are able to turn around the segment profits on note 8.2.2, segment profit on rubber, which turned from a negative of 1.653 billion to 383 million. On page 60 is what I talked before about tax. Our income tax expenses on palm oil products and rubber sales is over 13 billion, and it's very, very worrisome, Mr. Chairman. Coupled with our current liability, tax liability of over 11.6 billion. So, Mr. Chairman, we are asking you to please raise a special consultant on tax. The rate they are charging us, to me, it is too much. It is just too much. We paid 13 billion before, and we are having an outstanding of 11.6. That is terrible. On page 62, note 1, on other income, I commend the increase from 1.7 to 10 billion, driven by foreign exchange gain of 4.7 and a sundry income of 4.6 billion. But where we are making this gain, page 65 did not show us a good light. And that page 65 have to do with the other expenses. Auditors' remuneration. No wonder they ask for us, for them to read the account in brief. From 28 million, we are paying them 48 million. Mr. Chairman, that is just too high. We have to go back to renegotiate with them. On foreign exchange loss, Mr. Chairman, it rose from 768 million to 1.7 1.45 billion, which means then that we have more work to do in terms of our export. Because when we export more, we'll be able to hedge against foreign exchange. So what are we doing in that direction? We also have other external charges and professional fee. So we need to look at our cost center and see what to do. So I'll be rounding up, Mr. Chairman, on page 71. Mr. Chairman, page 71. Disposal of plant, property, and equipment. It is a very funny page, but I'll be asking the MD to explain. When you sold your motor vehicle, which has a value of 2.63 million, and you sold it for no cash consideration, it is very worrisome. Why do we sell that vehicle for free when we know the value attached to it? 2.63 billion, Mr. Chairman. I thought even when you want to be ceremonial, shareholders are there, you can give them for free. So I'll be asking you, Mr. Chairman, the primary challenge affecting the oil palm company is production volume and plantation size relative to demand. In other words, going by our production volume, Mr. Efas, please listen. Going by our production volume of over 54,000 tons against a projected import size, which we are importing palm oil of over 250,000 tons. And Okomu will require up to 5 years to meet up these challenges. Also, the current size of our oil plantation and rubber plantation at 26,400 hectares and 8,100 hectares, respectively, are insufficient to sustain required production volume. So my question to you there is, what are we doing for expansion to meet up this local demand, as well as to close the gap so that we stop importing palm oil into Nigeria? We have sufficient company that can do that. So what are we doing in this regard, Mr. Chairman? Why I want to thank you and thank the board. Nobody will have you, Mr. Oyebode, on board and will not smile. Every company you are ensuring that reward is attached to every investment that shareholders made. We appreciate you, Mr. Oyebode, this morning. We ask God to continue to guide you and the members of the board. And of course, I will not forget Mr. Eguasa, who is a veteran of the company. May God continue to grant you people long life and joy. Thank you and God bless you.
Mr. Chairman, Board of Directors, my colleague shareholders, regulatory authorities here present. My name is Kabiru Abdullahi Tambari, a shareholder from Sokoto State. Mr. Chairman, I would like to start commenting you for the kind leadership we are always seeing anywhere you are, from Access Bank, Nestle, Okomu, and the rest. And we hope your appointment that just appointed recently in La Paz, we hope to see a lot of changes in their leadership. Mr. Chairman, I want to start with page 34 about the accounts. I also appreciate it under the total assets have increased from 72 billion to 95 billion. Also, our right of use asset from 63 to 10.05. That is where I need explanation on that. Mr. Chairman, page 17 also, I want to commend the company and the corporate people under corporate social responsibility. I see the community project from 376 to 373 and the scholarship have increased to 4.9. On scholarship, I really appreciate on that, and I hope you will continue doing more scholarship, not only in the community, to the whole country at large. It will help the company by giving more scholarship to our students. A lot of students have more experience, but they can't afford to be in school. So I want to appeal to you to bring out more scholarship to the society. I also want to appreciate the Okomu under the corporate social responsibility, the pictures of the people that are there, and also the staff and the student. I also appreciate the capital appreciation that we are getting in terms of our shares. You know, in the market, if company is performing well, the market will react. Although I don't want to repeat what my colleague have just said about the auditors. The auditors' fees have already increased. Mr. Chairman, we need more explanation and also the director's remuneration. Thank you and God bless.
Good morning, the board. Good morning, my fellow shareholders. It is nice seeing all of you after my ordeal. So, I just have few words. Oyebode cannot be better described than old people like us. But he has a gift of humanitarian gift. And that's what he's actually exercising. Nobody is forcing him, but willingly he's doing all this because that is the way God has sent him. He's coming from both ways, from a family that believes in people. So we enjoy wherever he is in any board. We enjoy it. So following the discussion of my colleagues, I share with them. My name is Sasson. I am an emeritus of Shareholders Association. Yeah. I want to say that Graham is a gift to Nigeria. Graham is a gift to Nigeria because he takes a lot of risks that ordinary Nigerians will not want to take. So we'll continue to appreciate you. But my concern about Okomu is, why is all this wahala in Okomu every time, especially loss of life? It's very important. Life is a preserved thing by God. God created life, and therefore should not be taken. Let's go deeper into the matter and find out whether there are people sponsoring these people, or why are they doing all this? What do they want? I remember that even Graham have actually opened up his life to face all these things. So, but in his lifetime, there must be peace in Okomu. That is why people like Vivian is on the seat to give a feminine advice on how we can solve these things. And I don't want to be personal. Vivian is a banker, is a tax expert, is a consultant. It should be an asset to the board. Just like her husband was the former deputy managing director of First Bank. They will know how to advise us on so many things, both financially. But then when we are talking about page 59, where we showed the foreign exchange loss, we also go to page 62, where we gain something. It's give and take. So shareholders should not cry over the loss they achieve on foreign exchange. They should also thank the board for gaining something from foreign exchange. Yeah. So it is important for us to marry these two things together, and we'll be able to find a solution to it. But however, Mr. Chairman, I want to find out, we had an expansion development we were doing along Bini Ore Road leading to Bini. What is the situation of that place? Because I can't remember the name of that place again, but I saw the nursery palms on that plantation. So what is it? I'm sure that was your arrangement for expansion. So what have we done about it? It is very, very important. I choose to attend this meeting because of the negative thing of losing lives. That is why you can see I crawl to enter here. And it's expensive to come to Abuja. Yesterday, I paid 600,000 naira to fly to Abuja. Just because I want to ask the question, what are we doing about this loss of lives every time? The workers are not having peace of mind. Anytime the hoodlums can strike. What do they want? So let somebody go deeper and find out what they really want. The man who was helping us is the mines now. But then, we cannot live there forever. There must be another person that will risk his life to find out what is going on. So there is need. It's not a good thing. You see, we wasted money taking a 2-page advert to explain things. It's not everybody that reads that understands what the board and management is saying. But physically, we need to go deeper and find out whether it's a shareholder that is creating the problem, whether it's a director creating the problem. Let's find out. It's very important. But I don't see any worker trying to create such problem because uneasy will lie their head too. And they are working to enjoy the benefit of a working class. And I have seen the sustainable things that you have done last year. It's all to encourage them to work hard and to show a very big commitment to the company. So why would you open your door, your backyard for people to come in and slaughter people as if we are goats? It's not fair. It's not fair. You know, it takes a human being about 20 years to grow to become adulthood, and you just take the life of that person. Do you think of God? That God can also take your own life? So it is very important. So Graham, you have to walk deeper to find out what is the cause of all these things. Because at the end of the day, they'll be calling you. You are the managing director. Oh, yeah, but there is the chairman. See what is happening and all this and that. So we are happy with Okomu, but we are not happy about the situation on ground there. So by next AGM, we should have a report about what is really going on. Whatever those people want, if it's product, give it to them. Doesn't take away anything, but you cannot forcefully get what you want. That's very obvious. You can't. A few years ago, we were into all sorts of trouble, which unsettled Oyebode so much because he wants the stability of the company. We can't afford to go into another one again. So I plead to the board to do all they can to ensure that this matter is sorted out and we'll get to the grassroots of the whole problem. I mean, look at the AGM hall. This man has been very lucky. Even at a difficult time, all his meetings are always full of shareholders to show appreciation of his hard work. And we will not just open our eyes and allow anybody to spoil that good work. It's not possible. So I pray that all of you will continue to be one, just like all the prayers that we have received here will continue and stability will come back to Okomu oil. Yeah. I wish if I can stay 4 hours or 5 hours in the motor and I will visit Graham and see what is going. Ask him about his how he's managing to resist some of the attacks, you know. So that's why I believe that Graham is a gift to Nigeria from South Africa. If nothing else, we will take Graham as one of us. Unfortunately, I don't know whether Oyebode has arranged a good Nigerian lady for him so that so that he can totally become a Nigerian. Yeah. So just like somebody apologized, although at the AGM, you have to accept whatever statement. People can speak, they can say anything, but we do not want abusive language at the AGM. We don't want it. We must be civilized in everything we are doing. But there are people whose training differs from some of us. And there are some people who actually find it difficult to speak English language. And therefore, we must be prepared to accept. Okay. Well, I have just been told by a reliable source that you lost your mother. Is that right? So, how old was he? So, let me say congratulations on behalf of the whole shareholder, because who can stay 90, who knows that he will stay 90 years on this awful life? So if your mother died at 90, maybe you will remain there at over 100. But generally, may his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Yeah. Unfortunately, we cannot do what we can do to direct us to her. But well, if it is the desire of the shareholders to give a minute silence, but I want to say my condolence on the demise of your mother. I wish my mother was 90 years. But however, she tried. She tried. So that's why I say congratulations to you. Okay, Mr. Chairman, based on all what we have said here, we continue to wish you a very good meeting, as usual, because you have been an epitome of shareholders in everything. We thank God for you, and we also thank Aisha, your wife, who is making you, despite the white hair, you are still looking younger. And somebody said no, that you are looking taller. But whichever one, I mean, you remember the statement when somebody said you are all impaired because you use glasses, and therefore, but you are taller. So congratulations, and congratulations to fellow shareholders. You can see when I was coming, most of them were saying, sir, sorry. It is the way I made myself among the shareholders. So I want to thank all of them who are praying for me. And may our prayer be heard by Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you very much.
I'm not long at all. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, and fellow shareholders, I am good luck at Bore. I attended your annual general meeting 30 years ago. Solid 30 years ago. And I am of the Onitsha Zone Shareholders Association. Yes. So, Chairman, I really want to commend you. And then I shook hands with Graham today. You tried. You did a very good job. And I associate myself with those that spoke. You recall that in Lagos we saw, and you challenged me. So I got to him and said, no, why should I really leave Okomu? Why should I stay out of Okomu? When I see Okomu, 44 years. Right? And then, of course, I saw your page. Very interesting. Page 22. Some of you have served 32 years. And this period, I've always been with you over near 40 years. So why should I really be outside Okomu when I have done so much from establishment, payment of workers, even in the farm. I remember one time when I was going to pay some persons there. You know, we had to pass through stick. Pass through Udo River. Snake, big ones. But there is something that somebody has just said, my brother Osu. It's important. We must find what is the killing of people. I know, and Chairman, you also know that I know that there are issues that have to do with the community. And I attended a meeting with Zayad many years ago at the TCPC. You know it very well. That some of the things that the community ought to get, are they getting? Because I've not been around all this while. So I think that's part of what I am just thinking, because I've not been around. Do you think, don't you think you should be able to call some of these people and talk with them? But when I saw your last day, almost your last day, all the things you have done for the community, it's interesting. Very interesting. I'm changing my mind. I saw this report here today. But now that you are interested in developing the community, then of course I'll be interested in supporting you. And I want to make this point that I'm changing from today. I'm changing from today because I'm changing from today. Chairman, I want to really thank you for keeping the company. It's a legacy that I cherish so much. You know it. Played serious roles before. But I just decided, I said, no, I won't be there. But I discovered that you are carrying on and it's working. And look at the kind of dividend you are paying. Now, the only thing that I think, because I attended a meeting recently in Nota, that is the only aspect I think you are going to check. The payment of fees, even though approved, have to be first of all approved by this board, by this gathering. And any approval lasts for 3 years. So I'm going to read this document and then of course maybe come back to you in writing. Mr. Gwasa, I think I saw him 11 years ago, 13 years ago. But we are in Benin. I brought him. But 13 years ago, I saw him last. That is not too fair. Later I will show you evidence. But Peter has always been a nice guy. He's a nice young man. He's good. Yeah, but you are older. But I'm still 70 now. By March last few months, 70. All right? Please, can I talk? When we were holding all these things, some of you are very young. So, Mr. Chairman, I want to really thank you and to say that, look, no more war, no more fight, but prayers. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, our respected board and management, regulators present, our beautiful audit committee members, hardworking, regulators present, distinguished fellow shareholders. My name is Mr. Lejo Otumba Mukhtar, Chairman of the Trusted Shareholders Association of Nigeria, and your Otumba. Mr. Chairman, going forward, you see, all these beautiful things people have said about you and Dr. Graham, they are attestations to your beautiful leadership skills and commitment. It's the simple truth. You can see that when people have seen the good in you, it means that yes, you are really good. Because if you are bad, they are going to say it. So we thank the Almighty for blessing Okomu and Nigeria and even Africa with good people. That also when Samsonu was saying that It's a gift to Nigeria. I say no, including Africa. Including Africa. So I congratulate all of you, Mr. Chairman. You can see, somebody narrated to me that when Dr. Graham first came to Nigeria and he went to Okomu, he received a slap from one of the staff. And there, the reddish Thompson appeared. No, I had it. So you see, and you can see Dr. Graham those years ago, he's a very built person, well built and strong. If he had decided to punch the staff, you could have killed him there. But because he's such a patient, personality, he didn't do that. So you can see when somebody has come to do good, but some people mistakenly took him for another thing, I think he's very wrong. But you can see what the beautiful work Dr. Graham had done to Okomu 20 years ago. Sasonu Mosi, 25 years ago. We knew the performance. There was a time that you raised an issue with the dividend. You say, Chairman, this kobo you are giving us. That time they declared 100 kobo, 120. Say, this kobo you are giving us is too small. What can we do with kobo dividend? But today, look at it now. 18 naira 50 kobo. Are you not clapping? You are going to get it immediately. They mentioned 23rd of May. What's the date today? You are getting it immediately. Immediately we approve the resolutions. That is what they say. Look at it, read the report and see. So, Mr. Chairman, this fantastic dividend is something to, be happy about. Last week, we were in Lagos 2 weeks ago celebrating, the dividend of a bank. Was it not just 4 naira something? I think 4 naira 50 kobo. But Okomu is giving us 18 naira 50 kobo. Chairman, Dr. Graham, how do you achieve this? Oh, hard work, commitment. So that is why, Mr. Chairman, we have always continued to see the hard work, the commitment to value creation, the financial prudence, because if there is no financial prudence, we can't achieve this beautiful performance. We can't achieve this, dividend you are giving us. So the financial prudence, in addition to the operational efficiencies that you have, Dr. Graham has brought to the company, I think is what has been making us to get this result. And the dividend we are getting, the value creation you have brought to Nigerian shareholders and the foreign shareholders too. So, Dr. Graham, I congratulate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate your hard work. Mr. Chairman, Chief Edebiri, he once told me, he said, Mukhtar, when I'm on this board, nobody can bring problem to Okomu. He told me that personally in one of our meetings here at the Transcorp. So I think the challenge we should be having now is to source for somebody in his own status, in his own state, so that if he is available on the board, people cannot bring problem to the company. I think it will make a lot of sense if we begin to scout for somebody that we can admit to the board, who can be a stabilizing factor to the company. I think that is very, very important, Mr. Chairman. It's very, very important. And then let me also offer my condolences to the board on Chief Edebiri and then Dr. Graham. You never informed us that your mother has passed away. Please accept our heartfelt condolences, please. It's really a big loss for someone's mother or father to die. Really, because it will bring a bit, memories to you. Even if she is 1,000 years, you don't like your mother to die. So please accept our condolences, Mr. Dr. Graham. Mr. Chairman, in the annual report, I can see that the managing director's statement is missing. You know, in the past when he used to give his statement, he encapsulates everything that you need to know about the company. Dr. Graham, you know, he has a PhD in agriculture. And then he is managing the company. So I think his report is very, very important, Mr. Chairman, in the next annual report. So that once you read it, you know that yes, it has brought everything that you need to know about the company. Mr. Chairman, I'm very, very happy that the palm oil sector, this palm sector, sector's total FAB production increased by 25.9%, despite the increases in production cost and lower production volumes. Mr. Chairman, this is very, very commendable. Likewise, the rubber similarly registered a turnover for the year of 7.9 billion naira. I think, Mr. Chairman, these are very, very good results that we should go home, you know, very happy about, because it shows that yes, the management and the board, you know, are not sleeping. You are doing what you are supposed to do. Mr. Chairman, oh, you want finally? Mr. Chairman, we are having the annual general meeting today. But I think part of the, you know, profits we have made, we have failed to provide food for these people that have come. Yeah, they should have some gift, Mr. Chairman. I think it's very, very important. Now, there should be some gift for these beautiful shareholders that have come, so that they will continue, because they are sacrificing, they are making sacrifices to come to the meeting. So I think they should have some gifts that they should be going home with, at least food to eat. Yes, and the water, Mr. Chairman. Finally, Mr. Chairman, our company secretary, you know, a very young guy, you know, when I saw him last year, he looks very committed also, and, you know, very concentrated. And you see, these are the kind of people that we need, you know. So the company secretary, we commend you for your hard work and for your concentration. This is what we need. Lastly, Mr. Chairman, the audit committee, you know, when the chairman of the audit committee stood up to give his account, you can see the beautiful construction in the report, which means that they are doing a nice job. We are going to elect them today, and they are going back today. Moses, Mr. Ode, Pastor Imadu, please, thank you so much for being committed to the ideas of Okomu oil. We are going to re-elect you today. Lastly, Mr. Chairman, no, of course, you know, some of the board members also need to be appreciated. Francois is there, you know, Mr. Iguasa is there, and then my good friend, you know, his name has been difficult for me to pronounce. The chief financial controller. You know, last year I was calling them anthrax. But when I look, I said, it's not it's a Hanks or what? So, thank you for looking after our finances. Then, of course, Madam. And then the last person you say, Julian. Oh, Julian. When they mentioned Julian, I just quickly remember the American Assange. Julian Assange. I say whether he's back to Nigeria. So, thank you very much, all of you, for doing the beautiful work we have been doing to Okomu Oil. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, shareholders. May please, there have been a lot of comments that have been made, and time is like, I would like to respond. Let me respond. You can have your observation after. Let me respond. There are a lot of issues. I think Mrs. Shinobola talked about female representation and as you can see, one of the things that we've tried to do with CSR is to concentrate our efforts in our local community. Our local communities are in the middle of nowhere, and if we want there will be nobody else there to supply, to protect, and so with respect to roads, to schools, to clinics, your company continues to make sure that its local community receives a greater portion of its CSR efforts. I hear the comments around the female representation, and obviously we seek to do better, and will continually look out for qualified directors, and as we go along, I'm sure that we'll be able to fill those positions. I think Mr. Adebayo raised a few issues, and I just wanted to deal with just one of them, and I think it's the issue of the foreign currency regime. It's a constant refrain, as you know. I know that sitting in this room are shareholders who own shares in very many multinational companies. All of us have seen significant write-offs. We've seen significant losses. It is not the only thing that I will say is that if we were complaining about what's happening here, can you imagine what the shareholders in, I don't even want to name those other companies, are dealing with? Significant losses on their books that are FX related. So let me just say that our problem is not that we went off and borrowed foreign currency. We would have had we wouldn't be able to pay dividend we're paying if that's what we were doing. So there will always be losses in the books that are attributed foreign currency obligations, but that's not what you have in our own situation. So I think that's important to say. I think Mr. Okonla just didn't pay very much attention to the list of directors' attendance because we listed everybody that had been on the board through the year. No recklessness, I can assure you. There were people who attended one meeting, that's because they retired that year. But not that they did not attend the other meetings. Balogun Olugbon. I think, look, we continue to try, and I think this is a general comment that I will make for when we are being asked what are we doing with respect to the industry across the board. The reality is that we cannot be all things to everybody. We can do our own, but the national agricultural policy needs to be reviewed in such a way that it will encourage more plantations. You cannot have a country like Nigeria where there maybe you can count the number of plantations on one hand. That doesn't make any sense. But it can't be that we say Okomu must be the one that does it for everybody. Between us and Presco and Olam and we will all keep trying to increase, but there must be a policy that encourages the whole sector: land acquisition, land clearing, seedlings, financing for mills, all of those things. It's a whole value chain, and that value chain, we will contribute our portion. Mr. Judo, I would say thank you for the commendations on the dividends. The reality is that's why we're in business, to give back to our shareholders, to make sure our shareholders are happy, and as we continue along, you also raised the comment around further expansion within the limits of our resources, but availability of land in our areas contiguous to us. We will try very hard to achieve those objectives. I think people have talked. Everybody's talked about the security situation, and I just want to address that. Sasonu raised it also. What I would say is that you will know that over the last, I would say maybe 15 years, we've had attacks on our plantation. They are not anything, by the way, to do with us, in the sense that, as you can see, our CSR is mostly in that area. So we are not neglecting our people, particularly our surrounding communities. But there are militants who think that palm oil is the same thing as crude oil. They don't know that there's a big difference between the two, and unfortunately, they've gotten more violent, and that's the narrative that we are seeing in the press. I think what we would like to do is to commend the efforts of management and staff who continue to work under very difficult operating environments. I think we as the board will continue to support Graham and his team, continue to provide security, but these things come out. So when you look at our numbers, you will see a significant cost that goes to security. That's the nature of doing business. We shouldn't have to do that, but if we are going to keep our staff, on the plantation, so people, you have to understand, when somebody attacks in one end of the plantation, before the guys from the office get there, it will take them 30 minutes, just because of the size of our plantation. All of these things we are trying to work on to prevent, but I will also give some credit to the Edo State government who are with us to provide security, and the governor has been particularly supportive. So I think it's important to say. I will welcome Bishop Apore after 13 years. He is the one who went on to the wilderness, and he has come back. So we are happy that he has come back. I think in the meantime, our company continues to do what it knows, which is to do well, pay dividends, grow, increase the acreage on the plantation, contribute to the well-being of the country, both in taxes and in food. Mukhtar, thank you very much for all your messages and words of support to the board and the company. You made the point about the MD's report. I know that there are different styles of doing this thing. You are used to those banks that pay you big dividend. Yes, the MDs like to see their picture there. So they write the MD's report. It is not something that we have done historically, but we will look at it. Ladies and gentlemen, our day is fast spent, and I know people have traveled from far and wide. And I would like to be able to proceed to the where's the
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Chairman. My name is Mrs. CEO Obideyi, National Coordinator of ACOF Shareholder Association Incorporated. Sorry for not, I'm having pain. Sir, I observe our product. It's what I use in cooking because I like the oil. But the sachet home was not having good taste like the big one. There was a day I went to market. I purchased the sachet home because my customer said he doesn't have. The taste is not like the one in the bottle. Secondly, the problem that we are having, since we support the community and we give them, I think we should involve the leaders in the community so that we will hear their views. From their view, we'll know, we set a committee to know what we'll do. Because the life of our staff is very important. Security of our staff is very important. They are the one working for us to get this dividend. Most of us are retirees. You are my junior one. We are retirees. Our dividend is our fruit of our labors. That's what we depend on. And these people are very important again. Sir, lastly, me like me and some other people, we can't rush. I don't know, when I was going to Abuja, I told my children, they said, Mommy, they used to give us in Okomu, don't forget. But now I've not seen this sign, and I saw the one outside. Sir, as we are sitting from the front to the back, I think they should share it. Like me and one or two people, they can't rush. And some others, old people. So let's look for the way to start sharing it now, so that those people at the back will not, because of the age, another thing. I think the board should look at it. We have about three meetings in Lagos. There are many meetings in Lagos for Lagos people to come to Abuja to come and support Okomu. It's a great thing. As Sasonu Wosu say it, we always appreciate to support Okomu. So shareholder, the board should look at the this side to support the shareholder from Lagos as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for all the comments. And distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to move to agenda item number 2. The second item on the agenda is to declare a dividend. The Board of Directors has recommended that a final dividend payment of 14 naira for every ordinary share of 50 kobo, subject to withholding tax, be declared for the year ended December 31st, 2023, and made payable on the 23rd of May. Accordingly, I hereby propose that a dividend of 14 naira per share, amounting to 13,354,740 naira be and is hereby declared in respect of the year ended 31st December 2023, payable on Thursday, 23rd May 2024, after deduction of withholding tax and at the appropriate rate to shareholders whose names appear on the register at the close of business on Thursday, 25th of April. Can I have a shareholder? I'll take.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Alaja Bakari Sherifat. I support the motion.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Alaja Bakari. Those in favor of the resolution? There are lots of people at the back. I don't see their hands up. Those against? Those against? I see one person's hand against the resolution. I declare that the resolution is carried unanimously. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, next on the agenda is to elect and re-elect directors. During the course of the year, 2 of our board members resigned, namely Mr. Sven Claes and Mr. Aswe Igodalo. The board subsequently appointed a new director to fill the casual vacancy in line with the provisions of KAMA, and such appointment would be ratified at today's general meeting. Consequently, I hereby propose that Chief Osaro Idahu Chief Otaro, can you please stand up to be recognized? His profile is contained in the annual reports. As I indicated to you, he's a nominee of the Edo State government and replaces Chief Debiri on our board. You can see. Can I have a shareholder rise and second?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm here for him. I'm from Edo State. Agenibode. I so support the motion, sir.
Your name?
Thank you. Aleji Musa Shitu Aboki is my name.
Thank you very much.
Aleji Shitu Musa Aboki is my name.
Thank you very much. Those in favor? Those against? Yeah, we have one person against. I declare that the motion is carried. For re-election of directors, I will ask Graham to take that because I'm one of the directors to be re-elected.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In accordance with our Articles of Association, 1/3 of the non-executive directors shall retire at this AGM and, being eligible, have offered themselves up for re-election. The directors are Mr. Benga Oyebode, Mr. Regis Hals-Mutel, and Mrs. Vivian Shobo. I would like to speed up the meeting process and move that a single resolution be adopted to reappoint these directors offering themselves for re-election. Is there any objection to the motion? I see one objection. We're taking one. We'll then therefore take it as a single resolution. Can a shareholder please? Let me just get to the right place. Can I?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I rise to second the motion for the re-election of Mr. Benga Oyebode as a director of the company. Thank you very much. My name is Prince Ridwan Hamza. Thank you.
You're welcome. Your supporter, can I see a show of hands, please? Anybody against? One against. Thank you. The motion is carried. Thank you. There is against. Next one. The second person that we propose is Mr. Regis Hals-Mutel. Can I please have somebody to rise and second the resolution?
Thank you. I am Yekina Adisa. I rise to second that motion. Thank you very much.
Can I have all of those in favor of the resolution please indicate so? And those against? Anybody against? One. Motion is carried. Thank you. The last person who we would like to propose is Mrs. Vivian Shobo. Please, could I have somebody rise and second that?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The name is Martins Akim Abiola. I so second the motion.
Thank you, sir. Can I please have a show of hands for those who agree? And thank you. And any against? It is declared unanimously. And I declare the resolution carried. Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, I hand back to you.
The next item on the agenda, ladies and gentlemen, is pursuant to Section 2854, the company has received a nomination for the position of director from a shareholder, Bishop Akore, proposing Mr. Ogenwonyi Ernest as a director of your company. This particular resolution we would like to do by poll. So is Mr. Ogenwonyi Ernest here? Yes.
Please, I spoke earlier and I said I'm not here to fight with anybody. The issue of our nomination is for somebody to represent us at the board level, to sit on our seat, the seat of the public shareholders. When he came in, we did not do this. We didn't do what you are asking us to do now. I was thinking that the Ogenwonyi, who is indeed somebody that will be very useful as he has been doing in the community. Ogenwonyi knows him. The person that is coming, is he going to be very, very useful on the board of Presco? But you are going and... Can I finish, please? Can I finish, please? Our brother, Ekwasa, has spent 33 years. I nominated him. And we are saying that another person should go. He has spent 32 years. In fact, 33 years. Because I did the letter. I have the letter. I have the copy. So, they know himself is here. I'm not lying. So, if we now say the nomination we have done, this is not how we have been doing it. You will discuss it at the board level, take some decisions. You understand? Then, when he's now on the board, then we do election. It cannot be there and the man we are doing election. I mean, then number two, I don't think it's due for election today, from what I saw in the annual report. So, how is he going? Which position is he going to fill? So I thought, please. So I thought that we have done, and this is in accordance with our settlement. We wrote everything correctly there. The minister intervened in the matter, and you were there, I was there. Right? And we agreed on what to do. So
Bishop
please,
Akwere, do you want us to take this resolution now or no?
It cannot be like that.
Will you withdraw it?
How will I withdraw?
No, it's, I mean.
Okay, if it's going to be like that, I've been advised. We withdraw it, and then we know what to do later.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I'm happy that issues have been settled today. We have seen a true confession, and therefore, is there any vacancy on the board? There is no vacancy of the board. The board has to take its discretion on who to be invited to the board, and it will go through screening of the board committee to be there. It's a mistake for a bishop to be telling us that he appointed somebody on the board. So let's leave that you nominated. No. So let there be a vacancy. When you need to fill it casually, then we know how to go about it. Of course, he has withdrawn that. He will have to pass it through the normal distance. He will have to pass the nomination through the normal channel. And if it is the desire of the board to accept the nomination, they accept it. But it has to be part of the agenda that we have to consider.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in the light of the fact that that nomination has been withdrawn, I will now proceed to item 4 of the agenda. In accordance with Section 401 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, Ernst & Young have indicated their willingness to continue in office. It is necessary, while their appointment does not require a resolution, it is necessary that their remuneration be fixed by the company in general meetings or in such manner as the company in general meetings may determine. Accordingly, I hereby propose that the directors be authorized to fix the remuneration of Messrs. Ernst & Young, who have indicated their willingness to continue in office as auditors of the company. Can I have somebody please second this motion? I was looking for a woman. Yes. This.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Efubasayo Tunde Shokweju. I second the motion.
Thank you very much. Those in favor? Thank you. Those against? I declare that the resolution is carried unanimously. The next item on the agenda is the election of members of the Audit Committee. Section 404, subsection 3 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act provides that a maximum of 5 members of the Audit Committee consisting of 2 directors and 3 representatives of shareholders be elected at the annual general meeting. The Act further provides that in the case of the election of the shareholders' representatives, nominations should be received no later than 21 days before the date of the meeting. The Company Secretary has received only 3 valid nominations: Mr. Moses Igrude, Reverend Andrew Imadu, and Mr. Victor Ode. Since we have only 3 valid nominations, Moses Igrude, Andrew Imadu, and Victor Ode, there will be no need for an election. The board, to ensure compliance with the provisions of Section 404, has appointed 2 of its members to the Audit Committee. They are Mrs. Vivian Shobo and Mr. Regis Elsmotel. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure to announce that Moses Igrude, Andrew Imadu, Victor Ode, Vivian Shobo, and Regis Elsmotel are hereby elected as members of the Audit Committee. Item 6, to disclose the remuneration of managers. Distinguished shareholders, page 16 of the annual report and accounts contain the remuneration of managers of the company in compliance with Section 238 and 257 of the Act. The obligation in that agenda item is a disclosure, and the disclosure is contained in the annual accounts. Item 7 is special business, and that's to approve remuneration of directors. Article 95 of the Company's Articles of Association, directors shall be entitled to such remuneration as shall from time to time be determined by the company in general meeting. I hereby propose that the directors' emoluments in respect of fees amounting to 171,424,000 naira for the year ended 31st December 2023 be and is hereby approved. Can I have a seconder, please? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Pete Mosu. I hereby second the motion.
Thank you very much. Those in favor? Those against? I declare that the resolution is carried unanimously. Item 8. This is special business to approve the mandate authorizing the company to enter into recurrent related party transactions necessary for day-to-day operations of the company. In line with the provisions of Rule 20.8 governing related party transactions of the NGX, interested parties, representatives or associates shall abstain from voting on this resolution. I hereby propose that pursuant to Rule 20.8 of the Nigerian Exchange Issuers Rule Book, a general mandate be and is hereby given authorizing the company to enter into recurrent transactions with related parties necessary for the company's day-to-day operations, including the procurement of goods and services on normal commercial terms. Can I have a member to second this resolution? know what? Let me take this young man.
Thank you, Chairman, at last. I second that motion. My name is Adeyekun Kayode Victor. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you very much. Those in favor of the resolution? Those against? It's carried unanimously. The ninth item on the agenda is special business to amend Article 68 of the Articles of Association to allow general meetings to be held physically and or electronically. I hereby move that the Articles of Association of our company be and is hereby altered by deleting Article 68 and substituting same with a new article. The company shall in each calendar year hold a general meeting as its annual general meeting, in addition to any other meetings in that year, and shall specify the meeting as such in the notice calling it, and not more than 15 months shall elapse between the date of one annual general meeting of the company and that of the next. Any other general meetings held within that year shall be called extraordinary general meetings. The general meetings of the company may be held physically and or electronically as determined by directors, and both types of general meetings, if determined to be held physically, shall be held within Nigeria. Can I have somebody please second the resolution?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The name is Lawal Mahab Olatuji. I rise to second that motion.
Thank you very much. Those in favor? Those against? We have one person against, but I declare that the resolution is carried. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we've now come to the end of the meeting. It is my role and responsibility, first and foremost, to thank you for attending our annual general meeting in Abuja today. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for the attention that you have focused on your company. In spite of a very difficult operating environment, our shareholders continue to support and continue to do what is necessary. We express our appreciation to the regulators and stakeholders who are here. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring the 44th annual general meeting of the company to a close. Refreshments and lunch will be served. Thank you very much. God bless you. And the national anthem. You are wonderful.